Hello and welcome to More Tools and Sense. This is the show where I spend my free time playing bodily harm roulette. In this episode, the Studebreaker gets some upgrades. Now, if you've watched the previous episodes, you know that the interior compartment holds a hand crossbow. And I'm thinking of building something similar, but a wee bit bigger. Well, if I'm going to build some bigger firepower, what I'm going to need are some really big springs for launching those big bolts. And where am I going to find some big springs? If only I had something I could pull this with. Well, I had been trying to get rid of this frame and miscellaneous Studebaker junk for a while now, but there were no takers. I'm sure somebody will want that engine, so I'm going to keep that, but everything else, it's good as scrap. Now that I have the springs that I need, it's time to make a few other parts. First, these very safe and reliable wire clamps. Then some super scientific spring testing. And then I can get down to business on making the actual frame. The drawing mechanism, rails and guides, yada yada yada. And next I need to make the crank mechanism, which is basically a whole lot of round parts welded together. And since the crank works, it's time to make the firing arm. Yeah, I'm gonna keep my distance the first time I let it go. Firing arm needed a few modifications to make it work better. But now that it's working better, it's time to build a safety mechanism, because safety first. Or like at least second. Third, like at a minimum. Also, in the interest of safety, I'm going to put bigger bolts through the pulleys. And in what's probably the most important safety feature, I'm going to put these tether straps on the pulleys that attach to the springs. Now, of course, what good is a ballista if you don't have any ammunition for it? And with the ammunition done, one more final safety feature.
Just walk away, and I spare you lives. Just walk away, and there will be an end to the horror.
Alright, well the first few test fires went pretty well. It worked the way it was supposed to. The only problem was that the handle comes down and bashes on the safety catch, so I'm going to have to clearance that so that the safety will still work. But other than that, I think it's ready to add a little bit more power and see what happens. Alright, pretty happy with this performance, but what good is a wasteland weapon if it's not mounted to your vehicle? Witness! Well, that does it for today's episode of More Tools and Sense. Join us next time when I risk my life and fingers so you don't have to.